Hi, folks. Mini chip break here on time analysis and time study. And I don't want to use the word struggle because we're not having a problem per se, but I've been very conscious of how I am efficient with my time and how do I get everything done that I want to do. I've been that way my whole life and I don't intend on changing. So to some extent, you've got to accept. John Grimson and I talk about this a lot on the podcast. There is no new normal. This is what we're like. This is what we do. But nevertheless, sometimes you ever just look at yourself and think, oh my gosh, where did the time go? So this is the start of what they call like a time analysis, and we'll see if I take this further. I'm not always a fan of saying, let's log every 10 minutes of what you do, but here's what I'm thinking. I work, and again, this is just sharing this with you guys, more so than inviting criticism or comments, but I work from 6 a.m. usually till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. And then I work usually about 6 hours each day on the weekend. Of course, that varies, but that's a pretty general run rate. So that gives me 72 hours in a week. And I'll be honest, I definitely work more. I also don't want to work more. I've got a family and I'm conscious of that. So this is also a way for me to kind of start protecting my time better. So I've started to break out some of the major things that I focus my time on. You guys probably know most of this, but we do our YouTube channel. We're launching a new site, which I'll come back to. We've got our Saunders products, also something that's kind of behind the scenes changing. I've got to run the business side of things. We still have our job shop, communication, the training program that we run, and everything else. So this will be, again, something that ebbs and flows and evolves. But here's what I'm thinking. I kind of quickly branched out, and I assume, let's say, these are my big three things. Let's say 20, 20, and 20% of each of those, and you can see the correlated or respective percentages for each of these things down here. In that case, that means I'm working 14 hours a week or 2 hours every day on videos, 2 hours on the site, 2 hours on Saunders products, and so forth. And it helps me kind of think about, am I being just way beyond am I being unrealistic with my time and what I want to accomplish? And I may start trying to break that down. It's not always practical because things happen. You get important phone calls, you get emails that come up, for this bucket here of overseeing manufacturing. If one of the guys out in the shop, Jared or somebody, has a problem or a question, I've got to be able to jump in and help out on that. Likewise, some of these things like R&D for new videos, that takes time. You've just got to block out time and sit down and spend on that. So as I think about it, this seems doable. So, it's kind of a what am I missing here? What's not being realistic and represented? And is this what, it sounds silly, but if it doesn't make you happy and if it doesn't make you money, then push it off to the side. The key thing for me to a sheet like this is it lets me say no. It lets the John that wants to do everything and please everybody and just be everything to everybody say no to the John that realizes you've got to not only do what you want to do, but do it well and spend the time on it. And that's a really important a business lesson that it gets so easy to get caught up in, especially because we do, I think I could argue that we do even right now more than we should. So that comes back to what's long-term and what's short-term. So that's kind of the next stage of this. Like for right now, the last 6 months, I've spent a huge amount of time doing things like sourcing tools and materials for the new Saunders MachineWorks products. You guys know the Tormach fixture plates. We've got 2 new products that haven't released yet. That's a lot of work that will become off my plate once we get those processes nailed down and the Kanban cards and the workflows behind it. So that makes me happy because spending time in those 2 is an investment into the future of this business. That time invested now will pay dividends later when other folks can help out and take over some of that stuff. Likewise, I'll give you guys a little teaser, the new NYC site. So this is going to be a new form that'll complement our YouTube channel where we're going to have online information and learning pathways for things like CNC, Fusion 360, manufacturing, hardware, entrepreneurship, and business operation, speeds and feeds videos diving into more specifics. So that's a huge amount of work. That's probably more work than anything I've ever done in my life, and a lot more to come. It'll happen over time. But again, that sort of thing is one, I love doing it, so I get to choose to do it, and it's an investment, again, into the future. So what that means is, as you can see here, we're pushing down some of our job shop work. It's kind of tough because I really enjoy making things, and there's something fun about job shop work always being something different and challenging you and pushing you outside of your comfort zone. But for now, it doesn't have to be this way forever, but for now, we push that aside, and this makes it a little bit easier because I think I get excited about what can come out of some of these other topics. But I would take this video as a good corollary to the budgeting video, which is that you're never going to get it right. Financial budgets are impossible. So you've got to take what you have, the revenue that you think you've got or plan on getting, or the time that you've got, and start dividing it up kind of from a bottoms down approach, or top down rather than a bottoms up approach. So folks, hope you learned, hope you enjoyed. A lot more coming. If anybody's interested in kind of being a beta user on this site, some of it will be behind a paywall. But we've started populating what we call the library, which is the meat of this site. The rest of this is just the rest of the site is actually focusing on curated versions of what's inside the library. But Fusion 360 demos, how to get started, how to move to Fusion 360, 80% AR-15, factory tours, all with and I say this humbly, a McMaster-Carr influence of good search and good tags. So if you want to look, and these will expand, but if you want to see, hey, John did a 5th axis part on the Haas, you can click those 2 tags. I'm not sure this will come up with anything right now. Sure enough, boom, there's us machining a 5th axis part on the Haas, actually a couple of different videos. So as we grow this, I want it to become a really good resource for you guys to look back at past videos that we've done, as well as new videos, again, on CAD, on CAM, on entrepreneurship, business, book reviews, all that kind of stuff. Folks, thanks for your support. Take care. See you soon.